What's up, Twitch viewers? How's everybody doing? Let me know if you can hear me. And let me know if you can hear the Ableton audio real quick. You hear all that? Sweet. Thanks. The studio, yeah, studio in my backyard. Okay, we're live. I'm gonna jump into Ableton and basically play around with some drum and bass, breakcore, breakbeat chopping type stuff, and show you a couple tricks that are really useful for making a lot of ideas really quickly. So yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna hop over here. So I've already chopped up a bunch of breaks here. And let's just listen to a few of them. Yeah, I've got the VODs. I'm recording everything, and I will be uploading stuff to YouTube in the future. I'm just getting my feet wet with this Twitch stuff right now. So yeah, some amens, some old school breaks, a whole bunch of stuff, and it's all pretty much all lined up with the beats and put on repitch mode. So those are all basically ready to go for this trick that I want to show you guys, which is essentially you select all of them. Here, let me double click on one so I can get into the clip view, and you go to the launch section, which is right here. If it's not visible, you just click on this little L down here. And then you want to make sure these are all on legato. So that means if you've got one playing, the next one will pick up where the last one left off in terms of bars, beats, 16th notes, depending on your quantization. So for quantization, it's on global right now, which is 1 bar, but we want it to let's put it on quarter note. Let's see how that works. Just move this. So just want to make sure you guys can see everything I'm doing down here at the bottom of the screen. So yeah, we're on quarter note quantization, and I'm going to move this up so we can see this. So what we're doing is we're enabling follow actions, and basically follow actions will just automatically do something when you get to a certain point in the clip. So we've got all these clips selected, and we want this action to occur not every bar, but every beat, every quarter note. So right now it's on every bar, so I'm just going to press the down arrow. I put it on 16th, so let's just type 1 in here. So that means every quarter note it's going to do one of these two things, and it will do them based on a probability, which is expressed as a ratio here, 1 to 0. And what we're going to do is set it so it's always going to play. So just to illustrate, I'll show you, let's say we put it on stop. So it's always going to play for a quarter note and then stop, right? Like that. That's cool. Not very interesting for sound design or beat generation. But if we put it on any, these last two little star icons are basically random functions, and any is going to play any clip, and other is going to play any other clip. So a random clip besides the one that's currently playing. So let's put it on any, and what it's going to do is as soon as it gets to a quarter note, it's going to jump to a different break and start playing that break from the same point. So let's do it with some of these old school breaks real quick, and you'll see what happens. So it will just keep generating variations forever, basically, and you can get tons of crazy patterns just by doing that. So I'll try it with the amens, and you'll notice it's not jumping across this little gap. So if you make a gap here, it'll only do this with the clips that are like contiguous, as in touching each other in the clip view. So I'll try it with these, like, you know, funk breaks. Right? Pretty crazy. And then put it back up to 150 and do some, maybe 160, and do some of these amens. Pretty cool. So let me just duplicate this. Just want to isolate this one. Maybe I'll isolate this one. Cool, that's like a nice basic amen. And then let's make a version that's, you know, reversed. Let's make a version that's twice as long, and maybe put it on texture mode. Let's try this. This texture mode, you can get a nice, like, time stretchy Akai S950 kind of effect. Make a couple variations of that. 7.5. And let's put them all together so that we've got these variations in there. And maybe I'll do one that's like a high pitch chopped up kind of one. So I'll put it on beats mode, put it up an octave, and then I will put the preserved transients as good, and we'll just have each transient play through, and then you can sort of shorten it like this, so it makes this kind of gated, choppy sound. That's cool, more of a robotic kind of thing. And then let's put these all together and see what they all sound like playing legato with follow actions. Yeah, you get the idea. So they can be really crazy. And then another thing I like to do to add some, like, variation to this is do a LFO MIDI. So let's load up an LFO MIDI. And I'm going to... LFO MIDI is just a max for live patch that basically runs an LFO. And you can change the rate, and then you can send this parameter to pretty much anything within the channel. So I don't actually want LFO MIDI. What I want is LFO, because this is an audio channel, not a MIDI channel. Cool. So let's change the change this to binary. And binary is basically like a random, but it's either going to be on or off. And then what I'll do is let's map this to this effect send. So it's kind of turning the effect send on and off randomly. And then the effect send, I can put, like, I don't know, I'll put like a delay. Put it on time, link these 30 milliseconds. See how that sounds. So it'll just sort of be every now and then hitting this, like, robotic delay effect. See how it sounds. Yeah, so that's another way to create some interesting effects. You can also use LFO to turn things on and off, which is pretty interesting. So let's say we've got like a notch filter here, and it's sweeping up and down slowly, so we've got to sort of that's kind of cool. But what if we don't want it on all the time? Let's just make another LFO, and I'm going to clear out the mapping. I just duplicated the previous one, and I'm going to map it to the on-off switch of the auto filter, so it'll just be turning the auto filter on and off. And then instead of free running, I'm going to put this on, yeah, like 1 quarter note. So random quarter notes will be going through this auto filter, right? Let's try it. So then you've got random quarter notes, you know, are getting filtered, and you can do this with any effect. So yeah, it's a great way to immediately generate tons of variation. And if you want to record it, you just make a new audio track. Let's turn on the I/O, and I'm going to change the audio input to resampling. Turn this off, enable recording, and just hit record, and it should record a bunch of cool. So then you've got this thing with all these breaks, and it's basically, they're already chopped up, and then that's kind of ready to go for your track. So I think like a next step I would do would be sort of figure out like a backbone kind of beat, and turn these things off. And let's say I like, Amen's a little mid-rangey, maybe this one. Let's try this. So I like that, and then what you could do is pull that into the arrange view and just duplicate it a bunch of times, and then cut back and forth with that and your newly created crazy resampled breaks. So yeah, that's pretty much like a cool basic technique for generating a bunch of ideas really quickly. Yeah, that's pretty much where I wanted to go with this video. Do you guys have any questions? Just gonna open it up and see what you guys are thinking about this technique, and like if you want to know, you know, where to go next. What? Yeah, you can totally do this with melodies. It's a great technique, and you can also do it with MIDI clips instead of audio clips. It works the same way. So let's say you have you know, a bunch of different variations on a melody. You can easily cut between them to create an infinitely evolving melody that never repeats itself. Yeah. Yeah, so it works with melodies, it works with breaks. I'm a 14-year-old rhythm producer, Please listen to my track. Send me your track. Uh, Beautiful. Yeah. So this is a great idea for. It's a great way to generate ideas quickly. Um, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Cool. Do you guys have any other questions? What should I talk about next time? What are some things that you want me to touch upon? DSO session. Yeah, DSO is Deep Sky Objects. That's like a side project that I'm working on with a friend of mine, and it's more house, techno, bass, that kind of stuff. Four on the floor, dance music. I'd be into doing a stream of that kind of stuff too. That would be fun. Talk about some techniques for like sort of more long form music, the kind of thing that you can ride a groove for 5-6 minutes and get comfortable with it rather than this frenetic, choppy kind of music. Um, that's a good idea. Let's see. Shout out Matt Zoe. Yes. Shout out Sonus. How was baby formed? You should come over. Come over and I'll show you sometime. What else? Dissect an old project. I could do that. Any particular project that you guys want to see? Um, Hope would be cool. I could do that. Um, Modular sound design. I'd be happy to do that too. I need to get another camera that I can like put on the modular specifically so you could see what I'm doing. Pineapple, yeah. Pineapple. I used the so I used the modular to do the main riff on Pineapple. The main module I used is a Pittsburgh synthesizer block that's kind of doing the riff thing. The riff itself is programmed in MIDI on the Electron Octatrack. The audio is then going from the modular back to the Octatrack, where it's being processed with a little delay. And then the delay, I'm sort of like riding the delay on the crossfader on the Octatrack to change the delay time. And then I'm doing stuff like going up and down an octave, and that's pretty much it. And then the bass drum in that is Electron machine drum, set to like 808 mode, and the clap is also 808 machine drum. It's like a bunch of layers. Yeah. That's Pineapple. I could do a deeper dive into the Pineapple technique, and once I have the modular stuff ready to go. So I'll do that at some point in the future. Yeah, I'll show you guys the modules at some point. Raw data. Raw data is like actually 3 tracks stitched together. There was a lot of modular in that too. Visuals. I might do a visual stream at some point and talk about how I made some of the visuals for Drone Warfare. I could look into some of the project files a little bit. Do a Cinema 4D stream. That'd be fun. Yeah, cool. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll be here in chat, and I'll upload this video to YouTube, and I'll upload the last one too. So yeah, cool. See you guys later.